Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new around here, my name's Bettina. In today's video, I'm here to update you and I'm here to bring you my next monthly update on my full face rolling project pan. I have some empties to share with you today, which I'm very excited about. So if you want to see how I'm going on all of my products in my full face rolling project pan, stay tuned. But before we get into the video, if you are new around here and you love watching project panning related content or any other beauty related content, make sure you subscribe down below. And without further ado, let's jump on into the update. For face rolling project pan, I normally focus on products from every single category in the makeup routine. That also includes skincare, fragrance, hair care, and also a shit ton of makeup. I'm trying to use up a lot of makeup and skincare and whatnot in my collection this year. I'm also trying to finish up a lot of older products. So I'm hoping that I can achieve that in this project. So let's jump on in, go through. I only have a handful of empties to share with you this month, but there are so many products that are so close. It's getting close. It's getting like D-Day for some of these. So let's jump on into it. Starting off with my primer. Now, this is my Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Priming Base. I have used this one a little bit, but not that much at all. So I used 0.06 of a gram of this one. So still not really making good progress on this one, which I'm not surprised about because I don't use this one all that much, but I'm trying and I'm continuing to use it a handful of times each month. So, I mean, it's going to be very slow and steady progress on this one because, as I keep saying, a little bit goes a long way with this one. Then we have my foundations, and I feel like I'm really starting to see some good movement and progress on my foundations. So I'm currently working on these two and I mix them together currently. So we have the Juvias Place I Am Magic Natural Radiant Foundation. And in this bottle here is the MAC Studio Radiance Radiant Sheer Face and Body Foundation. So I currently mix these two together. The Juvias Place one, I thought that I would be at the point this month where I would be able to see through the packaging, but I'm not quite there yet, but I am getting very close. I don't know whether you can see it's really starting to get quite narrow and there's only this bit down the bottom left. Over the last month, I used 3.22 grams of this one. So I'm definitely making progress. I'm continuing to see progress. I think it will probably be potentially at least another 3 months on this one before it's completely finished. I don't think at this rate I'm going to get all the foundations used up that I wanted to get finished this year, but it's definitely going to be very close. I think once I get these two finished, that will be a big step forward because my other foundations I don't need to mix. They're fine as they are, whereas these two I need to mix together. And then my MAC Face and Body Foundation, I used 2.22 grams of this one. It is starting to I'm getting down around the bottom here. Actually, I probably could make another line because I think I'm sitting down around this area here. So I might need to shine a torch through this packaging and see where I'm up to because I think I'm about ready to make another line on this one. But I'm happy to see, again, continued progress. These ones are slow and steady, as I keep saying, because I mix them together, which is unfortunate that I'm not seeing more progress than I am or that I would like to see, but progress is still progress. Glossier Concealer. This is another one that's probably going to take me a while. I am definitely starting to see, I feel like every time I do an update, I see noticeable difference. But I think in terms of the photos and stuff, it still looks the same every time. But I'm definitely seeing around the outside, the level is changing and I feel like it's starting to move closer and closer to the glass packaging. So I think within the next couple of months, we're going to start to see some serious signs of this being used and a lot of progress made on it. I still am using very small amounts of this one. It does have a total of 4.8 grams of product in it. Since the last update, I used 0.22 grams. Actually, I might go back and see exactly how much progress I've made since I started using this one, because I believe I had this one in my project pan last year. So I'll be able to track how much product I've made since I started using it, basically. I also have 2 powders in the project. I'm currently working on these 2. So this is my Pat McGrath Under Eye Setting Powder and my Makeup Forever HD Setting Powder. So the Pat McGrath powder, I used 0.18 grams of this one. I'm still using this every single time I set my under eyes. This is what it's looking like now. It is starting to, I've really started to notice over the last few months, it's really starting to flatten out quite a lot. I'm currently trying to like work around and like move the flatness out towards the edge, if that makes sense. So I'm happy with how much progress I'm making. I don't think I'll have this one finished before the end of the year, but now that I think about it, well, we're in April now, so there's still 9 months left of the year, 9 months of use on this one. There's a potential that I could actually have this one completely used up before the end of the year, but I only use quite a small amount of it every time, and the progress is always quite low, so I don't know. Only time will tell. And then my Makeup Forever powder, I've used 3 grams of this one over the last month. This one has a total of 18 grams in it. I do feel like we're starting to get to the point where it is getting quite low. Well, not quite low. There's still probably like a quarter of the powder left, but the level is definitely getting low on this one. And I think there's potential that maybe I could have this one finished in maybe 2 to 3 months. I think it will be completely finished. So we'll see how we go on that one. That was powders. Now moving into like eye priming. So I have 3 products in this category. I've got my Nars Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Primer. I've got my Pat McGrath Intensifeyes Artistry Wand. And I also have my Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. So the Nars eyeshadow primer, I've used 0.5 gram of this one actually. I've used 0.55 grams of this one over the last month. I think that's probably up there in terms of how much progress I've made like each month. That's probably one of the highest amounts. So there's that. My Pat McGrath Artistry Wand, I swear I've used this one this past month, but it's not showing any change in weight, which is disappointing. So we'll just continue on with that one. And then my Urban Decay Naked Basics. This is what it's looking like. So out of this one, I'm trying to finish up the color WOS, which is this like skin tone color here. And then I'm trying to hit pan on the color Foxy, which is this one here. So Foxy in the middle here, I don't know if you can see, it is starting to get a really decent dip. WOS, I've kind of reached a point towards the bottom where I've like panned it to the point where I don't want to continue any closer towards the bottom, because I just feel like it might shatter and break up too much if I completely pan it right down to the edge of the pan. So for going forward now, I'm going to work my way up towards the top. Once I get the top to the point where it's getting really close to the pan, I think I'll repress WOS back into the center of the pan. So I'm making really good progress, and I'm really happy with the progress that I'm making on this one. This one at the start of the year, I think it had a bit of a dip, but I hadn't quite hit pan on it yet. So I've made amazing progress on this one since the start of the year. I just use those 2 colors to set my eyeshadow primer. That's the only way I've been using them, and I'm making extremely good progress on them. Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist. I've made a little bit of progress on this one. So I don't know if you can see that additional line down there. It's only really small progress at a time, but I still have made a little bit of progress. I used 1.96 grams of this one over the last month. So that's probably the most progress I've made on this one since I introduced this. So I'm happy with that, but it's still very small progress, and it's going to take quite a while to get through if I only continue doing this much progress like every 3 months. So I really need to up the ante on that one. Moving along, we have brow products. So I currently have 2 brow products in this project. I have my Benefit Browsing and I also have the Glossier Boy Brow. We might start with the Boy Brow. I've only used this one a really small amount this past month and that resulted in a very low weight change. This one dropped by 0.02 grams. So a little bit disappointing on that one. And my Benefit Browsing, this is what it's looking like now. I don't know if you can see where I'm starting to focus my attention on now, but I am currently working my brush in the center here in the powder side, and I'm focusing my brush working like up in that direction. So I think I'm gonna work up for a little bit until I have a bit of a dip and then work my way across. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna have this one finished this year, but I think it will be close. I think that the amount of progress that I make each month is very, very minimal. So it's going to take a very long time to get through the rest of this. Since the last update, this one has dropped by 0.06 grams. So as you can see, it's very minimal weight drop or weight change each month. But I'm just going to continue to work my way through. I will say I do find it satisfying when I am able to like hit pan on another section of that product. That's very satisfying, but it is taking a very long time. Okay, lip products. Now, I don't have any lip rollouts just yet, which is disappointing to say the least, but I am going to introduce a few new lip products this month because I am getting very close on some of the lip products. So starting off, we have my Hourglass Confession Lipstick in At Dawn. This has been like my daily work lipstick and I only have quite a small amount left on this one, as you can see there. I was hopeful that I would have this one finished by now, but it just hasn't happened. Once I finish what's peeking over the top of the cap there, I am going to dig into it. So I want to say this one probably has at least another month of product left on it, just because I want to get my money's worth and I want to get every single last drop out of this product. So that's the goal on this one. Weight-wise, it has dropped by 0.24 grams over the last month. So I think that's a very significant amount of weight change. I wear this one every single day to work, so I'm not surprised that I've seen a decent amount of weight change. My Burmese Dream Lip Oil. Now, this is one that I thought that I would have completely finished, but unfortunately I still have a little bit left down the bottom there. This is how much I have used over the last month. So definitely will have this one finished next month. If not, I'll probably have it finished at some point midway through the month. In terms of weight, I used 1.39 grams of this one over the last month. I've been very much enjoying using these Burmese Dream lip oils. They've been a real enjoyment over the last couple of months of panning them. So I'm happy to see that I'm making progress on that one and I'm nearly finished it. And then next up, we have my Glossier Balm Dot Com, and I actually did cut this one open this past fortnight, I think it was. But unfortunately, there is so much product left in here. It is not ready to be turfed just yet. I don't know if you can see inside there, but there's a lot of product left in there. I have used 2.23 grams of this one since the last update. There's still a little bit left in there, so I'm going to just continue to use that one up. And then this one again, I think both of these, the Burmese Dream and the Glossier, will definitely be finished by the next update. Then we have my Bareminerals lip gloss, and I actually have made exceptional progress on this one since the last update. I don't know if you can see there, but black line up here, this is now where we're up to. I think this one probably has maybe another month and a half on it, which is tracking well behind where we need to be to get the remainder of my Bareminerals glosses finished this year. But as long as I can get some of them finished, I'm happy with that. And then we can just use up the last one or two next year. Weight-wise, this one dropped by 0.65 grams this past month. And I think if I do that progress again, like I said, about 1.5 months, and I think that one will be finished. I don't foresee myself increasing my usage on that one to the point where I would be able to get this much done in a month. I am going to rotate in 2 new lip products because I am getting very close on both my lip balm and my lip oil. So I'm rolling in my Nars, what are these called? The Afterglow Lip Balm. This is in Dolce Vita. I don't think this one will be around for too long, just because there's only quite a small amount of this one. So I thought that because I had such a small amount left on this one that I would rotate this one in next in the lip balm category. I will scoop this one out as well once I get to the point where it's like scraping on my lips. I don't think that one will be too far off being completely finished, but I have panned one of the larger sizes of the Nars Afterglow lip balms in the past, and they're actually quite a firm lip balm formula, so it did take me a lot longer than I expected to completely finish. And the last lip product I'm going to rotate in, I'm just going to rotate in another one of these Burmese Dream lip oils. I am rotating in the color Gold Digger. I have already used a little bit of this one. I've probably used maybe like a quarter of it, so I have experience with this particular like flavor scent. And I really enjoy it, so I'm going to rotate that one in next. Then I've got my blush and bronzer. So I have my Milani Luminoso blush, and I am making consistent progress on this one each month. And again, I'm here to report I made great progress yet again. I used 0.5 of a gram of this one. This is what it's looking like now, and I don't have any pan just yet. There is signs of pan like right around the rim. I'm not considering that like actual pan that I've hit. I think once I start to see like the waffle of the pan, that's when I will consider it and deem it that I've hit pan. But at this stage, I don't see any of that just yet. It is still high in some parts, like on this outer side here, but other parts it is starting to get quite flat. And I think if I can continue to use like half a gram each month, this one will be completely finished in no time. So I'm very happy with how I'm going on this blush. I'm actually shocked with how well I'm going on that blush. I've tried to pan Milani Luminoso in the past and failed miserably. So I'm happy to see that I'm making good progress this time around. And then my Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. This is how we're looking now. So I have completely revealed the second ring in the pan there in the middle. And now I'm starting to work my way, I guess, thinning it out even more. This side here has expanded a lot more. So I think that I'm going to have to repress this one sometime soon. Probably, I think sometime this month, because it is starting to get to the point where it's a little bit hard to get it up on my brush. So I think I'm going to have to, I might leave it maybe 2 to 3 weeks, and then I'll repress it back into the center there. I think once I repress it, I'll probably fly through the rest of it. So I just want to leave it as long as I possibly can to repress, because it kind of changes the formula a little bit when you repress. So while I can still use it, not the best, but I can still use it, I'm just going to leave it how it is. My skincare products, I do have a little bit of progress on these, not as much as I would like, but I have the Andalou Naturals Deep Wrinkle Dermal Filler in here, and I also have the Mary Kay Spot Solution for acne prone skin. So I have actually managed to use both of these this past month, which is rare. So hopefully we can continue that trend. The Andalou, I use 0.39 grams of this one, and then the Mary Kay, I use 0.61 grams of this one. So still slow progress, but at least we have progress on both of them this month, which is nice to see. A rare occurrence, I think. Then we also have my nail polishes, and again, I have progress on all 3 nail polishes this month, which is another rare occurrence. So the Holo Taco Peely Base Coat, I use 0.22 grams of this one. You still cannot see the level like below the rim, so still tracking very slowly on that one. My nail polish color is the Bareminerals nail polish in Fuchsia, and I haven't used it enough to make a new line, but I have dropped weight. I've used 0.44 grams of this one. This one I use on my toenails. So once I need to repaint my toenails, I'll crack this one out. So I've had to repaint my toenails, I think twice this past month. I probably could up it to 3 times, but I'm a little bit lazy sometimes when it comes to painting my nails. So twice is a pretty solid effort for me. And then the top coat I have in currently is my Madame Glam Soak Off No Wipe top coat. This is actually a gel top coat. I used 0.48 grams of this one. I don't know why I'm showing you the bottle because it's a black bottle. So I guess I do want to show off my nails today. I did the color from my Odin's Eye palette that is in my Pan Those eyeshadows, and I did it sandwiched between a gel base coat and top coat, just clear. And this is how it turned out. I think it turned out really pretty. And you can kind of really see the color shift in it. It's like an iridescent green with like a yellow kind of shift. I really like it. It turned out really well. My nails, one hand is super short and I'm left-handed. Can you tell? My left hand is always super short and my right hand always has like these beautiful long nails. Does anyone else get that? Like your natural nails on your non-dominant hand grow like crazy and your dominant hand, you can barely maintain them. They always look woeful on my left hand. My fragrance is the Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Crush perfume mist. I haven't finished this one. I thought that I would get this one finished this past month, but I still made a really decent chunk of progress. I used 24.67 grams of this one. It is sitting down the bottom there, down here. I think I'll definitely have this one finished next month. I think next month my plan with perfumes for the remainder of the year, I think I'm just going to rotate in a new fragrance every month. Because all the other fragrances that I have in my collection are ones that I love, I love dearly. So I think I'll just like rotate in a different one every month just for something different. Last category is hair care products. Now I have a very exciting update. I have an empty for you in the hair care category. So we'll start off with my Juice Stuck Up Hairspray. I'm continuing to use this one a tiny little bit every month. I mean, little bit by little bit. So I used 0.47 grams of this one over the last month. Slow and steady, but we will get there in the end. I still have 9 months left to get through this one. So there's that one. I did also use a little bit of my Diva Fresh. I managed to make another line. I used 1.93 grams of this one. Then we have my Diva Curl Light Defining Gel. I also used a very decent amount of this one. This is like the only hair gel that I have in my collection at the moment, so I'm not surprised that I have made a lot of progress given that hair gel is now like a regular in my curly hair routine. I used 20.73 grams of this one. And lastly, my Not Your Mother's Curl Talk Mousse. I actually used this one up this month. So I don't know if you guys remember, last month I finished up my Davines Curl Building Serum. And this became my focus curly hair product over the last month, the mousse. And because it was just a little travel size, I actually finished this one up today. I was surprised. I felt through the month that it was like really starting to drop in weight. Like I could feel it every time I picked it up and shook it. And then today there was only quite a small amount left. So I used it up to do my curls today. So that being said, I don't actually now have any like curling styling products. So I am going to rotate in the Not Your Mother's Curl Talk Defining Cream. I have used this one a little bit in the past, but not really all that much. So I'm going to rotate this one in to replace the mousse. Lastly is samples. You guys know I'm trying to get to 50 samples used this year, and we are slowly plodding away towards that goal. And again, I've only used up one sample over the last month. I used up a little sample of the Sunday Riley Good Jeans. I got this in a Beauty Loop. I think it was like a Beauty Loop bonus. It came with, I think, 2 or 3 Sunday Riley products. I used this one up. I actually really like Good Jeans. I think it's a really great product. So this sample here takes me to 7 samples used up this year. I really need to pull my socks up when it comes to my samples. This year I'm really letting the team down when it comes to the samples. So that's all the progress that I need to update you on for this month on my full face rolling project pan. Make sure you let me know down in the comments how you are going on your products that you are hoping to finish up this year. If you did enjoy it, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you want to keep up to date on this project or any of my other project pans that I'm doing this year. That's it for this video, beautiful. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, beautiful.